Jövő héten mutatják be Magyarországon a Láthatatlan ember című horrorfilmet, amelynek kapcsán kellemes meglepetést okoztunk.
Hello. This is such a nice surprise. I've been in this room all morning, and here you walked in like an angel.
My wings.
Exactly.
Budapest.
I haven't been to Budapest now in, I think about 6 years. There was a period of time I was there all the
Yeah,
time.
it was 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months, 8 months I did. I went back after I saw you last. I was there for about 8 months. But it was, I feel like my early 20s. I was there the whole time, and then I just haven't been back. I miss it terribly.
What is your best memory?
Just going for the walk, like the city is so beautiful. I remember every single Sunday I would go for a walk across the Cheney Bridge, and then up to the castle. There was a lot of tourists, but just that walk, the castle, along the river, onto what's the island called? Margaret Island. That was beautiful as well.
You know, watching this movie, I will say something funny.
Okay.
I would rename it. Calling it, instead of the Invisible Man, I would call it the Visible Woman.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I decided to make the central character a woman instead of the Invisible Man, because I feel that he's scarier when he's not the central character. You know, the less we know about him, the scarier he is.
So tell me what you told Oliver about his part, because he's hardly visible.
Right. Yeah. I mean, with Oliver, I talked a lot about narcissism, and I think we live in a strange era of narcissism thanks to social media.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's curating their own brand online and focusing so inwardly on themselves, and it's definitely a strange time. And I think not all social media is bad. Of course, there's a lot of great things about it. But I think if you're not careful, the way we live today can lead to a very inward-focused narcissism. And I talked to him a lot about that.
Why is it called the Invisible Man? It should be called the Visible Woman.
Thank you. The sequel. We'll call the sequel the Visible Woman.
You are in every scene, basically.
Yeah, it's true. But, you know, I think this is the universal monster character that we're kind of convincing people to come and see. But it is a very different take on it, you know.
Tell me about auditioning for this, because it's a part, but it's a non-part.
It was quite interesting. Like, Leigh and I met over Skype, and we just sort of talked about it, and we talked about the character. And what I think is really interesting about what Leigh's done is that this property's been around for 80 odd years, and if you're gonna redo it and you're gonna tackle it, make it about something important, to make the story an important story to tell.
It was a part that would have gone to Johnny Depp, if
Yes. So I slipped in last minute. This film's about, you know, fundamentally about domestic abuse and about how we don't trust women and we shut them down, and when they're crying for help, we say, "Oh no, you're crazy." And so I think that it's a very, very important way to go with the movie and an important story to tell. And so it should be about the woman. It shouldn't be about the man. It should be about the woman.
He has figured out a way to be invisible.
I don't see it in your eyes that you care for horror stories. Am I right or wrong?
I feel like horror stories have evolved on me and they're growing on me. When I was younger, I didn't want any parts of watching or being a part of horror films, but I like them now, and I've been a part of a few horror films now, so they're growing on me, let's just say that. I started acting when I was 3. It was something that I wanted to do. 3 years old. I've been doing it for 13 years, and my mom is a great businesswoman, so she said, if you're saying this and you're saying that you want to do it at 3 years old, then we're gonna try it. And
3 years old doesn't even speak.
Well, I was having full-blown conversations, and I told my mom that I wanted to be on TV and I wanted to be a superstar, and she believed in me, so I've been doing it ever since, and it's my passion, and I hope I continue to do it.
Elisabeth, which was the most challenging part in this movie, the worst, that you dreaded so much to do?
There's a very big fight sequence that I had to do, but I didn't necessarily dread it because we practiced it so much and it's so much rehearsal that I felt like by the time we got there, it was actually not easy, but it was just, we were so ready for it. I had hurt my neck was the only thing weeks before, so like a previous injury. So that was the only thing I was nervous about, was just making sure that I got rid of that before we had to do this fight, because I wouldn't have been able to do it.
How about running?
I don't like running.
But you had to run in this film.
Too much, so much. I had to run so much. I am not a runner. I don't like it. I don't like the treadmill. I've just never been a runner. I can do like elliptical, I can do a bike, I can dance, I can do all kinds of things. Walking is fine. I don't like running.
You wanted to be a ballerina.
Yes. You can't run if you're a dancer. It's bad for your knees.
That's right. But why did you give it up?
I like acting a lot. I loved ballet so much, and it was very much an equal love to acting for a long time. And then acting kind of just edged it out when I was about 15. And I think I also had an idea and a sort of perspective that my mom really helped me with, about longevity and about how long you can dance for. And now that I'm 37, I'm quite happy that I stuck with this, because I feel like even if you're successful, even if you don't get injured, you have to really be one of the best as a ballerina, and I don't know, all of that, and then also I just really like acting.
Were you a fan of horror stories when you were little?
I was, but I was terrified of them. I used to sort of like watch them, and it was more about trying to test just how far I could push myself before not sleeping again. And then stupidly I went for a sleepover when I was about 9 years old to a friend's house, and they put The Exorcist on. And they said, oh yeah, it's something about a girl that meets a ghost. And I went, that sounds scary. And then I didn't sleep for about 3.5 weeks. So that kind of ruined my childhood and my early teens. But then I think that horror nowadays is a very interesting medium, and you can tell really interesting stories through it. That you can tell, like with us, we can tell a story about domestic abuse, but it's veiled in this kind of horror thriller, so it becomes palatable to people instead of just a straight dark drama about domestic abuse.
Why are you drawn to these dark characters, the tortured woman?
I don't know. I really got to come up with a good answer for this. But I feel like...
Don't tell me nobody asked you.
Everyone does. That's why I have to come up with a better answer. I am bored by playing things that are easy. I don't find playing happy very interesting. And so I just end up being attracted to something darker and something more challenging. That's kind of the only explanation I get. It's kind of a boring answer, but it's kind of all I have. It's quite simple in a way,
You went horror story. Why are you so fascinated?
I don't know. It's something I haven't really analyzed. It's almost like deciding like why a song is your favorite. You can't explain why you love this song. Oh, really? You can? Yeah.
I can tell you exactly why I loved Yesterday.
Really? Okay. So see, I don't like to unpack that stuff. Like, it almost operates on an unconscious level. Like if I see a movie I love, I don't quite know why I love it. I can pinpoint things about it that I like beautiful cinematography, great performances. But there's something beneath all that. There's kind of a magic that happens with movies. And so I've never really analyzed why I love horror. I think I'm drawn to the idea of control over an audience, like scaring them. You know, when you make a horror film or a thriller, you are manipulating and controlling and puppeteering people. And it's a form of control, you know. So maybe there's something there. Maybe I'm secretly a control freak but there's just something I love about scaring a whole bunch of people in a dark room.
Where are you? Where are you? Show yourself! Come on! Do it! There you are.
Következő adásunkban innen folytatjuk Harrison Forddal, és jön Adam Sandler, Salma Hayek és az utánozhatatlan divatkirály Billy Porter. Addig is szép estét mindenkinek. Hello Hollywoodból!